All right, that has to run its course when it's over in 10 seconds.
I can't even hear it anymore.
Are you serious?
Dude, now I hear it.
You can't hear that. Okay, well, I potted it down.
Okay, well,
That's a technical term for broadcasters.
I'm not a broadcaster, Mike. I'm barely
Are you recording
I'm
on
barely a cop. Since I could hold my head up high, it's been a while since I said I'm sorry. And I am getting the weirdest goddamn... You like it. You know it.
There we go.
Yeah, you do. You're a big fan.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
All right, we're good. I got you all squared away on here.
Okay, cool.
We're good.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew.
All right.
Guns
here
up,
we go.
Up.
Live in 5. Sometimes I just want to let that ride out and jam to it for 30 seconds. But not today, because I miss my friend Brandon.
No.
I miss Brandon.
Because we're recording this on a Sunday, and it's Yellowstone night. And
yeah, baby, except not for me, because I'm not paying for the Paramount channel yet. I am rewatching the first 3 seasons that I've already watched with my wife, so she can watch it, and then we'll pay for the channel to watch season 4.
Okay. Well, see, I got Paramount Plus partially for SEAL Team, and I also thought that Yellowstone was going to Paramount Plus, but it's not. The prequel show is, and I'm stoked for that.
Yes, I was going to get Paramount Plus for Yellowstone
it's
and
worth it.
1883, and then I was told Yellowstone's only going to be on Paramount Channel.
Yes.
And
it's super
Peacock
confusing.
owns the rights for the first 3 seasons. Paramount Channel will now own it for the rest of the time, and Paramount Plus doesn't have any of it. So I'm like, what the? Because my daughter's a student, and I was going to use her
you get the student
rate. It's like 25% off for Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad I'm jealous that you're watching the new season of Yellowstone, because I've waited a year.
It's good.
So we're on episode 7 or 8 of season 1, so we won't be watching that for a while. Season 4.
Yeah, I'm rewatching SEAL Team with my wife.
Okay. Well, also that just came out, Lost in Space. New episodes of Lost in Space on Netflix. New episodes of The Expanse on Amazon Prime. New episodes of Hannah on Amazon Prime. So, all these other shows I got to watch too. So, but speaking of shows, episode 31.
We've got a show.
Episode 31. We're back. This is our Christmas episode. I wish I had some jingle balls jingle bells. Look at
here.
Christmas
Look at
Grogu
that. He's
over
got
there.
his Christmas sweater on.
My Grogu's got a driver back hat on.
That you can't see.
Right next to the driver back.
Next to the driver back. And the finished star.
And the finished star, right.
And some
the
stickers.
cowboy flag.
And
Cowboys, baby.
So you see, the Family Guy, whenever someone mentioned Meg's name, Peter does that. I'm going to do that every single time you mention the Cowboys from now on.
Don't be a hater.
But I hate them.
Don't be a hater. Well, it's because you're a 49er fan and we don't like each other's teams.
No, we don't. Because of
my twin sister, now she's who's in my house, huge 49er fan.
Yeah, there you go. See, I like your sister already. She's got good taste.
No, I'm going to kick her out. She can't stay.
You can't do that. It's cold as hell in Chicago.
It is. And if they play, it's so cold and windy yesterday. The wind blew my grill off. Oh, it was Friday night. The wind was like 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. It blew the grill off my raised concrete patio, which has a roof, and it'll eventually be enclosed when I'm done with it. Blew it right off. It dropped down like 2.5 feet or maybe 3 feet down. And I left it sit there because I didn't have time to pick it up till today. And it's all fucked up. There's first of all,
sounds
there's
like Mike
no
needs
lava
a Traeger.
rocks in it. Huh?
Sounds like you need a Traeger now.
A Traeger?
Yes.
What is that? Is that like an eggshell?
It's a grill.
Oh.
It's a great grill. God damn it.
Well,
Mike. How do you not know what a freaking Traeger is?
Because this grill that I'm using, the propane grill, my daughter gave it to me for Father's Day
Oh.
about 7 years ago. 8 years ago. It was a gift. She told me one night when I was coming home from work, you can't pull in the garage. I'm like, okay.
What the hell are you telling me I can't even pull
It's
my own
June,
goddamn
right? That's when
garage?
Father's Day is, I think.
Yeah.
And then the next night I came home from work. She's like, okay, you can park in the garage. And then I went in the garage, and she spent one whole night putting the whole damn grill together. That's why I couldn't go in there. And the next night she had a big bow on it. That was my Father's Day gift from my daughter. She paid for it with her own money.
Oh, you got a good
She's got
one
the
there.
side
You
burner.
got a good
It's
egg
nice.
there.
It's a nice grill. Except all that they have those metal things that sit over the burners, that deflect the fire
the
and
heat
stuff.
guards.
They're all fucking rusted now.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to have to
had it for 7
rebuild the whole.
years.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rebuild it with new guards and.
So
and then
I actually have 3 grills in my backyard. I have my Traeger, which is
Whatever
great,
that is.
and God,
I'm going to Google it right now on the
yeah,
computer.
go ahead, do that while I explain what else I
Okay.
have. And then the house we bought has
Yes.
a outdoor kitchen that came with a propane grill.
Oh,
So we
nice.
have that set up. And then I have my Father's Day gift from about 4 years ago. It's a Oklahoma Joe offset smoker. So I haven't used that thing in forever, and I should fire that bad boy back up.
So this Traeger is a wood pellet grill?
Yeah, so it's a pellet grill. The new ones now
It's
are like
expensive, dude.
yeah, they are. The new ones you can control with your phone. Like you just throw the meat on there, and then you can control the temperature with your phone and stuff. Like it's
Wow.
barbecuing on easy. Like I love.
You don't have the $1,500 one, do you?
No, God no. I have like
Because that would be you could buy a Domino for that.
I know, and
speaking
I
of
would
Dominoes.
now.
Yeah.
No, the one I have, we got it on sale, and I think it ended up being like $300 or $400.
What
but
series is it?
I don't freaking remember, dude.
All
It
right.
was some
It's still-
special like kit.
You must have got a good deal on it because
no, I
the
got a great
lowest one
deal.
I'm finding here is $650.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
probably that sized one. That was on sale.
Nice.
But it's big enough I could put a turkey on it. I put 2 pork butts on it the other week. And
what
we have
hurts?
a mountain of pulled pork.
Nice. I'm a big, huge pulled pork fan, by the way, with barbecue sauce.
Well, yeah.
And
One of my kids is
coleslaw
not a
on top
huge fan
that.
of barbecue sauce, so we have to do everything separate.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's all right. She'll come around.
Eventually. My daughter loves barbecued pulled pork.
It's fantastic.
So lots of things have happened since we last spoke.
There have been things.
Only one episode
Developments.
ago, but 3 weeks ago.
Well, we explained it to people that hey, we got.
Yeah, we were gonna be
it's
taking
the
a break 'cause
busiest.
of-
It's the busiest time of the year for us from our small business standpoint, and then
Yeah.
for me, I just wrapped up the 3rd and final kids' birthday party of the year that
Wow.
all take place from the end of October to now.
Yeah.
And then you have, Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, so there are family things that you want to do.
Yeah, what's
and-
funny is I've kind of enjoyed the not working on a podcast thing.
It's been nice. It's been
'Cause
nice.
People think we just record this and then it goes on the air. It doesn't work that way. This
Well,
is
no,
a
and-
lot of work.
And then,
So-
we have to formulate some sort of opinion on what we're going to talk about. Like, we can only do so much off the cuff stuff.
Right. So, hence us now going to be taking turns writing the show. I don't know.
We
but,
can do that.
Yeah,
good
because
with
you did an awesome job the previous show. So, all I have to do is remember to push send when I when I write.
You got to let me know which freaking email to use.
Well,
you have
I'm
8.
just sending you stuff. Handcuffs and sawdust email.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's why I like the idea of the Google Doc that we share. We both have access to. Because then I don't have to press send. I just go in there, edit the document, and then the onus is on you to open the document that you have access to.
Because Renee, who's from Renee Designs, is doing my website. You can find her on Instagram. She sent a Google Doc, and I almost spit up when I open. I'm like, God damn it! Now I got to do this. Brandon wants to send a Google Doc. I was fighting against it. So
Once you get the hang of it, it's really simple.
turn up your mic. Something happened.
It's
No?
up.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess it is. I was able to answer her comments and highlight stuff, I think. Maybe
Yeah,
or she had already highlighted something and I just pushed, comment on this section or whatever.
Yeah, it's super convenient because you go in and you can edit things at your leisure. Like if we're collaborating on something, it makes it really easy to be like, hey, what do you think of this?
Right.
You go into it and go, that. I think that, and then it's
Right.
done.
It's. I know.
It's
I
new
should be more
technology.
tech savvy.
It's new technology. It's not
I'm
really
an old
that
guy,
new.
man.
It's
I
not that
like
new, man. It's been
emails.
around. And I'm usually resistant to that kind of stuff. I usually like the, hey, direct back and forth stuff. But this is super convenient. Once I kind of learned what it was and got the hang of it, like it is really simple. And then you can access it I can access it from my phone, from my iPad, from computers, wherever. I like it. That's why I also put up the idea board.
Yeah, I thought I was actually picturing a board, and then it wasn't a board.
No, it's a Word document.
So I was kind of disappointed.
God. Well,
when
I
went
know how
back,
to make a board out of it.
When I went back to ComEd in the management role, when I left law enforcement for a little bit, we needed to put up all these stats and stuff. We were responsible for lowering the crash rate company-wide, 3,000 employees, hundreds of vehicles. So I looked at my buddy Eddie, and I'm like, we need a murder board up here. He's like, what's a murder board? I go, it's a whiteboard, and we can write shit on it and keep stuff and put stats. He's like, all right.
Keep a list of who we want to murder.
Yeah. Here's the great thing about working for a multi-billion-dollar company. You go get in touch with building maintenance and go, I need a murder board, an 8x4 murder board put up on the wall right there. Okay. And then they come and put up a big whiteboard. And bring erasers and everything.
In our world, they're like, yeah, murder board. Yeah, sure. Like in normal human speak, murder board, people are like, wait, what are you talking about?
So dude? It was great, man. They came and put up the big whiteboard, and we had the magnets up on there and markers, and we were writing all kinds of shit up there. And he's like, I like this. I go, I know you would. Everyone should have a murder board.
No, it's like FTO school. We had like half that thing was just with your partner freaking coming up with little presentation stuff and then teaching.
FTO school. It's been a while for me, but I missed it. FTO school was fun. We had someone who was going to the state's attorney's office as one of my classmates sitting next to me, she had left law enforcement and went into the state's attorney's office as an investigator. So they even sent them through FTO school. So that's pretty cool.
My class was nothing but people from my agency because my agency puts it on.
Yeah, I mean you have your own academy too, right?
And then the guy that teaches it goes across the country and teaches other people our model.
Right. I learned your model, and then that's why we joked about it a while ago. Yeah. I was asking you what model you were going to be learning because there are two.
Oh, it's
and it was a joke because your department named the hybrid.
There's one department that developed the FTO program.
Yeah.
And it was mine. So we're going to learn that one.
Yeah. Which is cool.
It is. It is pretty cool thing to be able to look back throughout the history of stuff and see that we're the ones that developed the FTO program, as most agencies use nowadays. And then we were on really the tip of the spear when it came to community policing.
Yeah.
We developed the term, apparently, from what I'm told.
I think you're right, because I have heard that. All right, so
what you doing?
Tell us how you're. I'm looking at all my stuff that's happened since we've recorded, and I've got quite a list of shit on here. That's all the stuff that's happened.
Let's boil it down to critical incidents.
Well, no, because I can save some of it.
I know. Let's boil it down to critical incidents for this one. It's our Christmas episode. If we don't talk about Christmas shit,
Christmas, yeah,
then we're dumb.
Well, I've been called worse.
It's true.
Yeah. So let's hear your week.
What about your week? I went back to work. I had 2 weeks.
Are we going to be talking about the last 3 weeks or just a week?
No, because I think the last week we talked about the murder that wasn't a murder, but I'm convinced that shit was a murder.
Which one was this?
My first night back at work.
Oh, yeah.
With the dead lady where the paramedic looks up to me and goes, not good.
Yeah.
Sketchy. I had to listen to a guy scream, oh, God, for like 3 hours and thought he was going to confess to me about 8 different times. I killed her. I fucking killed her.
But he didn't, did he?
No, he didn't. Even the coroner said that it was like a natural death.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, it wasn't natural, and he did it. There wasn't grief.
Nothing seemed natural to me.
Look, I've seen people grieve, right? We've seen it. There's a look in people's eyes when they're experiencing grief.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to describe. There's also a distinct look in people's eyes when they're experiencing sheer terror. This guy had terror. He had a look of, I killed her, and now the police are here, and I'm still here. This is bad.
That reminds me, we were on a domestic call last winter, I think it was, and we pull up outside. It's one of our local shitbag heroin fucks, and we're always going to his house. So we're walking up. Two of us are walking up to the apartment, and then one guy's on overtime, so he's working an 18-hour shift. And then Drew is walking up third. And as Drew and this other guy are walking up, a car stops right in front of the apartment. Now, there's a whole row of parking on the north side of the street where we are, facing westbound. You can park there. This car pulls up like double parks, right?
Yeah.
Which is, now we got 4 squads there. This guy double parks right in the street. And Drew looks over at him, and they're like this look on their face like, holy shit, start the car. And my buddy Neil looks over there and goes, that's odd. Why is that car parked like that? And the kids are like, they just got this holy shit look on their face. So Drew and Neil go right up there, and the car won't start, and they end up pulling them out, and there's guns and drugs in the car. Their fucking car died right in front of 4 squads. And then if they would have just went, like this, just looking nonchalantly and tried to start the car, no one would have thought boo, but they're like, this whole horrified look on their face. Excuse me. Yeah, and that drew attention to them. Hey, guns and drugs.
It never fails. The people who can least afford to draw attention to themselves will inevitably draw attention to themselves.
Stop driving a piece of shit when you're rolling dirty.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get caught. So back to you. Back to you,
Johnny. So I think we talked about it last one where I had that case, but then the following week was, hey, let's put your finger to the test week. Because it seemed like every single person that, this guy. It seemed like every single person that I came into contact with wanted to get squirrely.
Oh, boy.
So the finger still works. That's good.
So you didn't get caught in a jersey or a coat or break it again?
No oil checks needed to be performed or anything like that.
No temperatures of dead bodies?
No. This guy's been gone for 7 hours. But no,
and you just finished FTO school.
Yeah, and then I went off to the FTO school, and apparently I can't call people citizens anymore because that could be offensive to people who are not citizens. They are now community members.
Come on. Anyways, for those who don't know, FTO, Field Training Officer.
Yeah, so now I am a field training officer. I am sitting in the passenger seat of the car, judging.
God bless you. Hold on.
Judging.
There we go. Because
I will be sitting there just looking at people with judging eyes.
Yeah. Although I absolutely love training, and it's one of the, I think, the best parts of my job is being an FTO and sharing my knowledge and watching young officers go, why the fuck would someone do that?
Because
sitting
they're
in the passenger seat as someone who gets car sick, it's never a good time.
Yeah. So
I take a ton of Dramamine.
Yeah, so that's what I've heard is that everyone has said is like, man, it's tough, it's a lot of work, but man, it's the most rewarding assignment that they've ever had. So looking forward to it. I start that on Tuesday afternoon.
Do you already have a recruit ready to go?
I don't think there's one specifically assigned to me because they're in the middle of a rotation. So it's the last week of this rotation, and then probably in about a week.
So you'll just work a beat until... Okay.
Yeah, I'll push a beat, and then there's 3 other recruits in the district, so if a guy calls out sick, they'll probably jump in the car with me or...
Okay.
And all that, so I've been reading up on those 3. 2 seem like they're pretty 10-8, and then there's one that's going to...
10-8 for you means
that's
what?
in service.
Okay, it's us too.
Dialed in, ready to go.
Okay, thank you.
So, and then there's one that's going to take some work.
There's always, well, in your department size, probably more than just one.
Yeah.
But we always have that one that's just a lot of work.
Yeah, and then I think the next academy class graduates in a few weeks, maybe a month. So then we'll get like 40 more.
You say shit like that, and I get so mad because we've got one guy graduating on the 17th.
We got one dude.
And we just did the second test, right? We did the second written test, and we opened it up for laterals for the very first time, right? 4 fucking people came and took the physical agility test, which means maybe 6 showed up for orientation and took the written test. 4 show up for the physical agility test. One guy gets offered the lateral position, Chicago copper, turn it down, not enough money.
Well, he didn't like. Why do you even go through the trouble of applying?
Right, you know what
doing
it's right on the application.
Stuff. It's all public information.
Here's where you start.
Can Google what does X department.
You
salary,
get it? No, you don't have to Google. You look when we advertise. Starts
the job
at X
listing
amount of money.
tells you.
Right, and then he goes all the way through, and then.
What, did he think he was going to be able to negotiate at the end?
I'd rather just work on the west side of Chicago dealing with shitheads all the, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck?
That's the other cool thing about my new
spot.
You
get to go back into
the shitty area. To the east side.
East side!
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Keeping it real. Hey, are there cars that do are there a lot of those lowriders out there by you?
Oh, yeah.
On the east side, too?
Oh, yeah. It's the only place they are.
Okay. I want to make sure I know where you're at because I just thought that might be where they're at.
Yeah. Yeah. So the east side of my city, predominantly Hispanic. Lots of migrant workers, lots of people who are here in an undocumented status that are some of the hardest working people I've ever seen. And their kids suck.
Their kids
suck.
Of course, right. Yeah.
Like the parents are great. Like in all honesty, every undocumented person I've seen, what we used to call like the illegal aliens, and nobody ever meant it in a disparaging way. You were just an alien.
Right.
You were here
and they're
illegally.
illegal. Right.
And spade a spade. It is what it is. But I guess we'll call them undocumented now. So all the undocumented people, they're all super hardworking. Like some of the most American people I've ever met are like undocumented people from Mexico. A couple of Guatemalans. And, but like to a person, these people work so hard to give their kids a better life that their kids become spoiled, and most of their kids are just jackasses. And those are the ones I don't like.
Right. Yeah.
So for people who are like, oh, the police just harass the undocumented people. No, we don't like their kids.
That's what we do.
And because we have to deal with their kids, we end up dealing with them. And we feel really bad for them, and we like them. But a lot of us don't speak Spanish, and that's frustrating.
Yeah, I always thought that I would learn a second language to help me in my law enforcement career, although I started really late in life, and I didn't have a second language. And when I got this job, my town had a lot of Hispanic population. And over the years, they were pushed out, and now it's heavy Polish. So if I were to pick a language to learn, Polish it would be, not Spanish.
I think I'm going to actually do not Rosetta Stone.
Duolingo on your app.
Well, I was going to get Babbel.
Or Babbel.
Because it teaches conversational.
Right. So I started Duolingo on my app because my buddy at work, he started it, so we joined together for Italian. And I was learning Italian. And then I got injured. I got injured. And then I was depressed. I had no interest to spend my 10 minutes a day. And I was learning Italian. And then I said, screw it. Now he's on the German already.
Jeez.
Yeah. So now he's talking to all of us in German and roll call. I'm like, God damn it, Gio. He listens to the show. I'm like, stop learning all these different languages.
Danke.
I told him.
Listening.
We're the number one English-speaking law enforcement woodcasting podcast.
Woodcasting?
Woodcasting? Woodworking?
I feel like woodcasting's a thing.
Woodcasting might be.
That's what we're going to call this. That's what woodworking podcast shall henceforth be referred to as woodcasting.
We're the number one woodcasting show in Germany.
Yes, we need to let Brian know. We let the Mike and all those guys know,
and Tyler. It's now called woodcasting.
Tyler. Yeah, it's woodcast. We are woodcast. So are you sending out the text to the woodcasters?
No, I'm looking to see what
This is
countries I
very
just
professional.
found
Mike,
out that
we
we're
have
in.
a video component of the show now. Everybody can see you on your phone.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I don't really
it's-
give a shit
it's
what
behind
the
the
fuck Mike has to
scenes.
say.
I'm not here in my underwear doing shit. So I just
don't know
found
that.
three more countries that we're in.
What
So,
countries are we in?
Along
Mike?
with Canada, Sweden, the UK, Ireland, Russia, Germany, Belgium, France, we're also now in the Virgin Islands, Indonesia, Australia, and Austria.
The Virgin Islands don't count. They're a part of the U.S.
They do count because it's
They're
over,
the U.S.
there's water
Virgin
in between.
Islands.
Whatever, that's still an island. That's not
So-
attached to the
okay,
United
fine. So
States.
does Hawaii count as its own thing?
That's a state.
What about? Oh, I'm gonna come through this freaking.
Puerto
screen.
Rico's not a state.
No,
and
that's
the
a
Virgin
territory.
Islands aren't a state.
I'm counting it. The Virgin Islands gave us Tim Duncan.
Okay. Well, Indonesia, Australia, and Austria. Yeah. Arnold's listening.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper now. Do it. I am here.
Do it.
Kill me.
It's not a tumor. Speaking of Sweden, I hope can we get them to send us some Swedish meatballs?
Maybe. You know who it might be listening is Christoph.
Christoph?
Christoph. Yeah. So he might be our Swedish listener.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, I'll ask him. To
I
send
know I
us some
mentioned it in the
meatballs.
pre-show, but for the people who don't listen to the pre-show,
And why wouldn't
not
wouldn't
to
you listen to the
well,
pre-show?
sometimes people are busy, Mike. They listen to
It's
other
actually a quicker
podcasts.
listen than this.
I know, but sometimes people just forget. Okay, not everybody's
Yes.
perfect.
Well,
But now my Etsy shop, I am Full House Woodworking is officially a multi-dollar international business.
woohoo!
I have made dozens.
I've made dozens of dollars. You're like Mr. Wonderful would love you.
I have
He'd say-
made dozens of dollars. I have made hundreds of cents.
Nice. You know who Kevin
Maybe
O'Leary
even
is, right?
thousands.
Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, what about him?
You do you watch Shark Tank?
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay. First of all, it's mandatory television if you want to be an entrepreneur. Just so you know. But he would look at our businesses and go, "You don't have
I
a
hate
business.
you
You have
both.
a hobby.
You have a hobby.
You should take it out back and shoot it. It's dead." That's what Kevin would say to us if he looked
Yes.
at my numbers.
That's fine.
But
I'm not trying to make
that's cool,
this-
man.
I'm not trying to make this a profitable full-time business. I'm fine
No,
with
I-
this being a hobby that more or less pays for itself.
It pays for all your tools. This hobby's great if it's paying for all my tools.
Yeah. Especially
Right.
you with your fancy domino.
Just got the Domino 500. Anyways, that's for later in the show.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah,
So,
no, it was a pretty low-key week as far as work went. But
Who are your trainers? Like, what's their background?
the guy who taught the FTO class?
Yeah, the guy who was teaching your class.
So here's something funny. 7 years ago, he was fired for a tweet.
From your department?
Yeah. And then he got his
Wow.
job back in arbitration.
Oh, giddy up.
Yeah. So
Good for him.
But because of that, the department felt that they couldn't really put him back on the street.
He'd be better
because
off
of the
as a
nature
trainer.
of
The tweet?
the tweets and all that stuff. So he's
Okay.
been primarily behind the scenes administratively doing stuff, and
Okay.
found a niche in the
Training.
FTO program, and teaches the FTO program, teaches the FTO school all throughout California, goes and teaches it out in New Hampshire.
Okay.
So
Wow.
he goes, he's, I wouldn't say world renowned, but nationally known,
Good.
and is an expert. He's on one of the California Post commissions for actually updating their requirements for FTOs.
Okay.
So he's a good dude. I went to the academy with his nephew.
Oh, what a small world.
Yeah.
Well, not in your place because you hire
No,
like 1,900 people a
Yeah.
day.
Well,
So-
I don't know about that. It seems like now all you have to do is just say, "Hey, I'd like to work for you," and they'll go, "Cool, let's go."
Yeah, right.
The quality of people that we're getting is not great.
Well, like we mentioned before, it's such a hard time to actually get people to apply for police officers these days.
Oh, yeah.
Like I told you, we had 4. So
Anytime someone tells me that they want to be a cop, my first question is why.
Yeah.
Why in God's name would you want to subject yourself to this?
Still, man. It's funny
at
because
least
my
in this
daughter was
current climate.
right. My daughter was like, I want to be a police officer when I grow up and stuff. And I'm like, yeah.
No, you don't.
And then now this is 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I'm like, yeah. And now I'm like, no, stay away.
Don't do that.
Continue doing your graphic art stuff.
Yeah. She's crushing that, by the way. And she was saying that she had just recently kind of picked that up like this summer.
Yeah, she did. She actually just had a final. One of her finals were this past week, and she was up till 6 a.m. doing finals work. But I wanted to tell you that I sent my logo, trying to find it real quick. I'm having a banner made for the woodworking part of my business, not the podcast.
Are you using half mast flag?
I am using Andre, yeah.
Good.
So it's funny.
He does awesome work. He did mine.
Yeah, I sent Andre all my files, and then he goes, "Hey, dude, who made these?" I said, "Oh, my daughter." He's like, "Okay." He said, "I have a degree from a long time ago in graphic arts. So if your daughter needs anything, let me know." So I gave her his email, and she already had a question about saving an SVG file for someone that hired her to do another job. She's not looking for work because she's trying to finish school, but she does such a great job. So I sent it to Andre, and he sent her a response. He's been amazing already as a resource for my daughter. So yeah, I ordered a 3x3 banner for the shop through Andre, and then I'm going to have him make a handcuffs and sawdust banner as well. That's why I need to expand my shop. I need more banner space.
Yeah, banner
not
room.
just for tools. Yeah, banner room.
Yeah,
not Bruce.
No,
Banner.
I actually feel bad. I was going to use him to do a banner for our local Little League because our Challenger division didn't have like any kind of signage that they could post. And for people who don't know, Little League has a Challenger division for kids with physical and developmental deficiencies, so that they can come out and play baseball and have fun and be like any other kid. So I wanted to use Andre, throw a little bit of business his way, but somebody unilaterally, instead of going to the board for it, ordered it up through somebody else. So I was kind of pissed off about that.
That sucks.
Yeah. But he was, just going back and forth with him on it was like, hey, how much would it be for, like, one, do you have the capability to do one this size? Yes.
Right.
How much is it going to be? This.
Yeah.
That's affordable.
Yeah.
Guys, we need to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I already did it. Oh, well, piss off.
I'm excited. I haven't talked to him in a week, but I'm excited to see how it comes out. He actually told me that she had, and I thought I noticed this or recognized this on my logo, that it was kind of pinched in on the sides. It wasn't a perfect circle, the saw blade. So she made a mistake. I'm not going to tell her. But
you just told dozens of people.
All the 12 people that listen to our show are just like,
and she might be one of them.
Mike just threw his daughter under a bus. But he made it perfectly round. Then I told her that he just adjusted it. But so I might have to have her redo it. But I asked her, I want her to make my green and red one for Christmas and an orange and black one for Halloween. So she's going to make all those different logos. Yeah. And if you can see on the videos I post, I've been posting numerous versions of the logo, whatever fits better with the background that it's showing on. So. Yeah.
And this is actually the shirt I'm wearing is the shirt that she made.
Yeah, it's so cool,
with
man.
2 of the 3 logos she came. I swear to God, I emailed her just wanting a T-shirt, and I got 3 logos out of it.
She was so excited to send that, but then I think she didn't like the material that shirt is on.
Yeah, that's what she said, is that she wasn't a big fan of it. She said she already ordered another shirt. And
okay.
I get where she's coming from, but she totally didn't need to. I opened it up, and I was blown away.
Mad. I was mad because she sent it before I seen it, so that's why I asked you to send me some pictures of it because I like it a lot.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love that we went with the kind of OD green.
Yeah, and I want her to add the flag on mine as well.
Yeah, this is something that I wanted that I did on the first little test shirt that we did here was having the flag oriented correctly.
Right, as you're going into battle,
as you are moving forward.
Yeah,
not retreating
which Jeep now has on one of the commando or commander. It's got that backwards flag on it.
Yeah, it's not backwards.
No, I know it's not. People think it's backwards.
Yeah,
That's
people
how I
think
have to
it's
say it because people won't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of T-shirts, if anybody wants a T-shirt from Marrazzo Woodworking, hit me up. $30 delivered. I'm going to be putting in an order at the end of December.
And I think I'm leaning towards we might start offering some merch too with T-shirts and maybe a sweatshirt or something. But definitely next year, coming towards October, Morgan did so she did a blue line through the logo I have, and
Okay.
then she did a pink line. So come
for the cancer.
come October, we
Okay.
are gonna do. We'll probably start it in September. We'll go September through October, and we are going to try to sell as many of those shirts as we can, and we are going to try to donate as much money possible to. I'm going to try to find a breast cancer foundation that we can write a big check to.
Awesome.
So that'll be coming 2022.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing. I'm stealing your idea, and I'm going to be selling some pink Marrazzo woodworking stuff. Just because, I mean, why can't more charities get more money, right?
Well, let's see if we can turn it into a competition.
Okay.
Let's see who can sell more shit.
You know what sucks is
I'm going to have to limit you because you're going to be retired. You're going to have a lot of time.
I'm going to be working full-time somewhere.
Yeah, in your garage or in your shop.
I'm going to be actually working a job somewhere. I'm not going to be completely retired. I'm actually going to be working, unfortunately. So I won't and it won't be like when I'm working at work in a patrol car when I'm editing a podcast and watching
You'll
Netflix.
have to actually be working.
I'm actually going to have to be working. So, yeah. But yeah, I also thought, because every March, for people that don't know yet, every March I shave my head for St. Baldrick's Foundation and raise money. And last year I actually won with the help of amazing people on Instagram. Last year I actually won the top prize, which is a trophy that's right over there. Top prize for top fundraiser.
Nice.
So, yeah, this year what I think I'll do is I'll do green logo Marrazzo woodworking shirts and sell them for St. Baldrick's and raise money that way. So that'll be another fundraising tool. Yeah. So I was looking for someone that asked us a question. I wanted to make sure I got his name right, but I can't seem to find him.
Did you ever find the question?
Oh, yeah, I got the question right here.
Okay. Because you've been dialed into that phone.
It's really, the people on the radio can't see me dealing with the phone, and the people that are watching on YouTube understand why I'm running a show or we're running a show. We have to look at phones and stuff. Oh, there's your dog. He's putting his 2 cents in.
Yeah, some jackass sent off like a big-ass firework. What the hell is people going on out there?
Don't you know? This is the December 12th firework night.
Oh, yeah. It's December 12th.
Maybe the Bears won.
Come on now. Let's be realistic.
Don't tell me, because I'm going to watch the second half of the game when we're done with this.
So how was... Tell me about your week at work, Mike. But let's not go through...
Let's wait till
let's not go through the
settles
call.
down.
Let's not go through the call. We'll start going through it, and I'll cut my mic, and I'll go calm him down.
All right, go ahead. And he shuts up as soon as Brandon steps away. Oh, he didn't shut up. Brandon just killed the mic. Okay, I'm tired. It's been a long week. Oh, I got some stories for you guys. Not everything that happened at my my department, but Do 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 do. It's fucking cold down here. Apparently, my other computer decided to start itself. This naked chick walks up to me and she goes, "What are you looking at?" Oh wait. Oh, hi, Brandon. Brandon's back.
And then what happened?
I can't tell you because we're on the radio. Oh, Cujo's back at it again.
The poor guy. He's got to be confined to a small area so he doesn't do stupid stuff.
Like eat someone's cheesy beef?
Like that, or, try to get mobile with one leg that needs to not be mobile.
Move. Yeah.
So,
because if anyone didn't listen to the pre-show, Brandon's dog had
he had surgery on a canine ACL on Wednesday. We're recording this on Sunday, so he's got to be confined to his area, and we live in a town where people celebrate the 4th of July all year round. And
why not?
It sets him off.
Because fireworks.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I think he's calm.
Did you give him some drugs?
Well, I gave him some drugs a while ago. He can't have more drugs till the morning.
Did you give him a doggy edible?
No,
we have those. The herbal supplements for the dogs to calm them down.
He takes or he used to take CBD oil.
Okay.
But
and now you took it all and he's got nothing left.
Yeah. Now I'm pretty mellow.
Hey man. Put down the gun, dude.
Hey man.
Or I shoot your face off.
Stop.
So some stuff that happened at my work. Let's see. I got some old stuff that I just wanted to get out. Some of it raised questions for me when it was happening. So we had a call for a 4-year-old child that was found in a hotel, one of our large hotels. They have like 12 floors, which might not be as big as your hotels out there in sunny California, but it's one of our larger hotels. I actually used to work security there. So we get there, and there's this little, oh my God, adorable little 4-year-old behind the counter. And I'm like, "What's your name?" And she must have learned stranger danger because she ain't telling me shit. Little African-American girl. So I asked the girl that's working the front counter, I'm like, "Do you have any idea what floor she was found on, And they're like, "Yeah, she was found on the 4th floor." Now it's about 1:00 in the morning. I'm like, all right, 4th floor. So I call another squad over, and here's what I do to her. She's sitting there just looking at something or drawing a crayon or something, and I go like this. I put my hands out, and she just comes right up to me. So she's not going to tell me her name, but she's going to just put her arms out, and I pick her up. And I miss being able to carry, my kids around. So I go, "You want to go to your room, honey?" And she's not saying anything, so I'm just holding her. And we go up to the 4th floor. We get call over my sergeant and then one other guy. And I said, "The hell if I want to knock on every goddamn door at 2 a.m. and wake up all these people. But I don't have a choice, right?" Now we got a 4-year-old, last seen on the 4th floor, and the doors for the stairways and stuff are so heavy, there's no way she pulled a door.
Yeah.
And went down to another floor and stuff.
No
so we just start. I don't know. I'd be horrified if she was in an elevator somehow. And so we start at one end on the north end of the hotel, up on the 4th floor, and every door. Police. Who the fuck's at my door?
I said police.
Yeah, police. I'm holding this little girl, and people are like, open the door. "Oh, what's up? Is this your daughter?"
Your kid?
"No." Then a white person answers the door. "Is this your daughter?" "No." Like, just got to ask. Could be adopted.
Could be adopted.
So we knocked on about, I don't know, 25 doors. We're working our way down south through the hotel floor. And now I got myself and my sergeant and one of the other guys all pounding on doors. I'm still holding her, by the way. And then we get down to the far south end of that floor. And the hotel goes this way, and then it jogs, and then continues that way. So we're all the way down the second hallway, and then I see coming around the corner. I just happen to look over, and I see this African-American guy comes walking around the corner, like stunned look. And I'm like, hey. So it's 2 a.m. He looks horrified. Yeah. Is this yours? He's like, oh my God. He was like horrified. But I have a question. He's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm like, what room are you here on the 4th floor? Because we already knocked on all those rooms. He's like, I'm on the 6th floor. I'm on the 6th floor? The fuck did she get down here? You know? He goes, I don't know. I went to take a shower. My wife was sleeping. My daughter was watching TV. I came out of the shower. Daughter's gone. I'm like, yikes. How long ago was that? Because the first thing I'm going to do when my 4-year-old walks out of my room, or I think they walk out of my room, is 1, call the front desk. 2, call the fucking police.
Yeah.
Neither of these things did this guy do. He's just running up and down hallways looking for his daughter.
Well, I think... So you and I we're wired different, right?
Maybe.
I mean, other than the obvious, like, there's something wrong.
Yeah, right.
But we also go about things different. Like, you and I handle stressful situations differently.
Well, way different than normal people.
So,
yeah,
what I have found is that people who are dealing with stress do stupid shit.
Right, and they just shut off a part of their brain that actually functions properly.
Yeah, they lose the ability to reason. So I can get here. It's like, well, my kid's gone. Obviously, they went out the door. Yeah, I just start running up and down the hallways. Bound to find her eventually. She's 4 years old. How far could she get?
You would think, and it wasn't 10 minutes, because I was with her for a minimum of, I'd say, 35 minutes.
Well, he was probably also considering the fact that, like, look, if I call the front desk, if I call the cops, Mom's going to find out.
It's
and
possible.
I'm going to be in trouble.
Maybe.
Can I solve this without my wife finding out?
Because God knows he's going to be wrong in her eyes no matter what he does.
Well, yeah, no, he completely screwed it all up in her eyes.
Yeah. So that was an interesting call, and those are the calls that I like handling as a police officer, because you're actually helping somebody.
Yeah, you get
that's not.
You get a tangible, like, hey, I did this.
Right. I love the context with good people when you do good things for good people, and they actually appreciate it for one. Hello. So I like that. So I saved that story for our podcast because I thought it was important, and a number of reasons. One, public service announcement. If you have a 4-year-old, lock the top bolt.
Yeah, because
whatever it is in any hotel.
If you do the deadbolt, when you open the handle, when you crank the handle,
it just unlocks.
It disengages the deadbolt, which kind of defeats the purpose of the deadbolt.
Right.
So do the little top latch.
Do the bar, and then she wouldn't be able to get out.
I forgot to mention my one last thing about my week. I did something that was, you mentioned a 4-year-old, and it triggered it in my brain. So last Saturday, a week ago, I participated in what's called the Santa Express with the Cops Care Cancer Foundation. And what we did was we loaded up 2 patrol cars full of presents, and we drove to Stanford Children's Hospital and the Ronald McDonald House and about 4 or 5 other houses throughout the entire Bay Area. And we brought Christmas presents to kids who are dealing with cancer.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Oldest kid was like 13-ish.
Okay.
Every other kid was sub 10 years old.
Oh.
You talk about, like, you feel really good, but your heart also breaks.
Yeah, man, that's amazing.
So that was a super rewarding day.
We used to have a group at the PD that would go to one of the hospitals and hand out Christmas time. We'd go and do the Christmas with Santa. Someone would dress up as Santa, and we'd get a bunch of coppers to go in uniform. And all the people that do that are on day shift. I can't do it, so
so
I miss doing that.
Yeah, so I took an off day and we went and
That's awesome.
Couple guys from my old patrol team. We
Yeah.
went around and hit the lights and siren and
Good for you, man.
gave them a bunch of gifts, and then the same foundation does it over the course of 4 Saturdays. So that was the first one, and then they did 3 subsequent. They did another one this past weekend, and then there's 2 more leading up to Christmas. So a lot of kids in the Bay Area get taken care of with this group.
Good. Well, thanks for doing that. Even though I'm not a parent out there, but that makes you feel good.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I only cried twice.
You should. That would make me cry too.
Oh man.
So we had a battery at one of our,
Whew.
what do you call those wedding halls? Banquet hall. Sorry.
A wedding
What do
hall?
you call those wedding halls? What do you call those wedding halls
things?
where
They're a wedding
those people
hall.
get together and when they have weddings?
It's a hall that weddings
so it was a
are
banquet
in,
hall.
and banquets.
So the guy who owns it, I've known him since I started at the PD. He owned one of the restaurants in the hotel I was actually just telling you the story of. He owned the restaurant in that hotel and did banquets out of that hotel. But then he moved to a different hotel because him and the other restaurant owner parted ways. So then he went to the other side of town in a hotel. And now he finally opened his own hall, like big ass. He bought a warehouse and converted it into a banquet hall. So we get called for a battery that just occurred from the banquet hall owner and a kid. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like Tony. His name's Tony. Because he's like one of the sweetest guys I know. Seriously, fantastic guy. So we shoot over there, and the mother and father are just livid. And they're yelling at me. We have to go into the wedding, first of all.
Did you hit the kid?
No.
Why are they mad at you?
I'm going to tell you why he got hit, though.
Did he deserve it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We have to go into the wedding party with all the dancing and stuff going on. And, I get pointed out who's who, and all these people are looking at us. And then the bride comes up, and she's like, why are you guys here? And I said, well, I need to speak to this person. Where are they? Oh, they're over there. She says, get out of my wedding. You're causing a scene. I'm like, get that person out of here, and then we can deal with this. So the parents come out.
Didn't just show up.
Right. I'm not here just, what do you
Somebody
call it?
asked me to come here.
When you raid a wedding, what is it? Crash. I'm not crashing a wedding.
I didn't
Mom!
want...
Where's my meatloaf? I don't know what she's doing back there.
I don't want to be here. Somebody asked me to come here. I don't want to be over there.
Oh, bitch. So anyways, I start looking for Tony, who owns the place. And I'm like, the mother and dad are, they come out finally. Mom's a total C word. See you next Tuesday. I find the owner, Tony. And I said, she's like, I want him arrested. She's pointing to the owner. And I'm like, whoa. Hold on.
I'll ask the questions here.
Yeah, let me forget. You talk to my partner. I'll go talk to him. So I go into Tony's office. I'm like, what's going on, man? And he's like, so the wedding party's going on. No, there was no parents in the lobby. 30 kids running around in his lobby. Jumping on the furniture.
Age range.
Oh, let's see. We would say from 8 up to 14.
Okay.
All right. Unsupervised. They knocked over a crystal vase.
Ooh.
Knocked over a table. Jumping on furniture.
Did the vase break?
Yes.
Okay.
Not one fucking parent, watching these kids.
Okay.
So he comes out and he goes, get the fuck off the furniture. And not kindly. Get off the furniture.
Well,
Where are your
you drop an
parents?
F-bomb at him. It's
Yeah.
generally kind has gone out the window.
Right. Where's your parents?
Drunk
They're in the
there?
wedding. So he grabbed one of the kids. So
Scruff of the neck?
yes.
Okay.
Scruff of the neck. Get off my furniture. And then he pushed him. Go in the fucking hall where your parents are. And by my account, you have every fucking right in the world to do that.
Age of the kid?
Yeah, he was 12. Knows better. 12.
Knows better.
I was almost working at 12.
Tony? How old's Tony?
Tony's in his early 60s.
Okay. I mean,
So he sees his shit being broken and no parents around.
I get it. I'm
Gets him by the back of the neck, right? Pushes him towards the hall. Go in the hall.
I'm good up to the push, depending on the force used in the push.
Well, he didn't push him down on the ground, but he grabbed him by the neck and was guiding him through the banquet hall and pushed him towards the door.
Yeah, I use that bullshit too when I'm disciplining my kids. I'm not pushing you. I'm guiding you.
Right. I'm guiding you. So now mom wants him arrested, and I go, all right, Tony, just stay here. I'm going to go talk to her. And this isn't, I know Tony, so I'm on his side.
No.
This is, if I owned a nice banquet hall.
You have looked at the totality of the circumstances. And you have determined
that she needs to pound sand. So she goes, I go, tell me what happened. First, I said, before you tell me what happened, tell me where you were standing when this happened. I was in the wedding. Gotcha.
Okay. And where did this occur again?
Where was the other witness? I don't have one. Okay. So you got a bunch of kids. This is me to her. A bunch of kids running around here. No adult supervisor. Well, my so-and-so was out here having a cigarette. And I go, when it happened? No, they went back in the wedding.
Okay.
So not one adult.
So not supervised.
Not supervised. Continue. I got to put her in her place.
Yeah.
Because there's no way she's going to make it sound like her kid was in the right. So then she's like, well, apparently he came out and I said, apparently. I said, he told me he grabbed your son by the neck because.
Allegedly.
Right. He told me he grabbed your kid by the neck because they knocked over that vase, a group of them. Your son was involved. They were jumping up and down on the couch, and they knocked over that table. Your son involved. Well, he's not allowed to touch my kid. And I go, you're lucky I wasn't at this wedding. I would have kicked your son's ass. That's what I said to her. You can't talk to me that way. I go,
I just did.
Be a parent. Parent your kid. Well, I want to talk to him. I said, he wants to talk to you. He wants to apologize to you yet again because he apologized once already. So we all go into the office and we have a back with the kid. Now the kid's with us. And I let them say their piece to Tony. Dad's just shutting up. Dad ain't saying shit because the wife is.
Because Dad's on Tony's side.
Yeah.
I can't say a damn word.
Wife's running the whole show. This father knows that this kid needed his ass kicked. And I told them both, I would have kicked your son's ass. And if that was my kid, I definitely would have kicked his ass because my kids don't act like that. And she didn't like that either.
I'd have let him kick his ass.
Right. Tony's got full permission to kick my kid's ass if he jumps on your fucking chair. So, needless to say, that didn't go well in her eyes. But they shook hands. She accepted his apology and decided not to press charges for battery, which is a good thing.
Decided to not charge her for the cost of the crystal vase.
Exactly right, because I said Tony can then charge you guys for that. So they came to terms, and then they left, and Tony said, "I'm sorry, Mike, I'll never ever grab another kid." And I go, "No, man, you're frustrated. I get it. You're frustrated, and some kid's breaking your shit because not one adult can come and sit." I said, "Next time, just go in there and shut the music off and tell them." Go watch your kids. It's your hall. You can kick them out when you want. It's a private business. Just do it that way. Stop touching
kids. Just add it into the contract for when people rent it out.
Right.
Like, hey.
Oh, I'm sure they...
Fuck around. You're going to find out.
Right. So I have a few other things that I'm not going to bring up. I have one call that's not related to me, and it was a story with Chicago police where a Chicago police officer got shot in the face. And I just wanted to bring this up because I have many questions. This happened last month. And the offender is from the city I live in, which is kind of scary. He's a piece of shit gangbanging fuck. So, shitbag gangbanger from my city drives out to pick up his baby mama from some other city as they're going east. I'm 30 miles west of Chicago. So they start driving towards Chicago. He picks up baby mama, who also has a baby daddy from some other person. And as they're driving, she's on the phone with baby daddy number 2. How anybody thinks this is a normal life, I don't fucking know. But anyways.
Like, I have a hard enough time keeping track of my life. I have one spouse. And all my kids are with that one person.
Right.
I cannot imagine juggling multiple people with multiple kids.
And
that
who's
sounds
paying
awful.
for what? I don't know.
Well, we're guys, so we're paying for everything.
Right, but no, she's probably figuring out. I need to get this much money from this motherfucker. I need to get this much money from that
This
motherfucker.
motherfucker owes me this much. This motherfucker owes me that.
Right.
That motherfucker is 2 months behind.
Right.
Like, just from an accounting standpoint, like, that's got to suck.
So, she's talking to baby daddy number 2.
Trying to get that money.
Asshole shithead gangbanger fuck gets mad.
Well, yeah, jelly.
She picked him up.
Duh.
So she's driving. He's got a gun. He's mad that
Naturally.
she's talking to baby daddy number 2, so he puts a gun to her head and says,
Yeah,
pull the
he
fuck
does.
off the road. Now
Get
he's
it?
kidnapped her.
Get it?
He's kidnapped her.
This is a
So they-
carjacking, bro. This is kidnapping,
No, it's a kidnapping.
and a carjacking. No,
Yeah.
it's both, man. It's twofer.
Carjacking, maybe not here in Cook County.
Positive
obviously.
control of the vehicle through threat of force or fear.
Yeah,
I'd
but-
articulate the shit out of that.
So he gets her to pull off, and they go to some mall. She's like, fine, I'll get off the...
What does
Fine.
everybody go to a mall?
She's got, yeah. This is a theory I don't get this thinking. I'll go to the mall. So she gets off. There's a mall there. She goes, I need to go into Ulta. He's like, okay. He goes,
Bitch, you
okay.
can't afford Ulta?
So he lets her get, he goes, I'm going with you. Now he puts the gun away. It's on him. Puts the gun away. They go into the fucking store.
Well, yeah. Lovers quarrel. It's over. It's fine.
She tells an employee at the store,
I've been kidnapped.
this dude just kidnapped me at gunpoint, and you need to get me away from him. So they take her and hide her in the back and call the police.
Good for them.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
When I worked retail, I would have been like, not my job.
Right.
Good luck. I'll call.
Right. But you're on your own.
Yeah.
Head that way. So
You said he's
CPD
got
shows
a
up.
gun?
Yeah. No. I'm not calling anybody.
Nah, man.
So CPD happened to be on scene for a flash mob robbery, burglary.
Oh, you guys are getting those too?
Oh, Cook County's got them everywhere. So they had two units there for dealing with that. They get the call for the woman who was kidnapped at gunpoint. They happen to be right there at the mall. They go to the store. Okay, here you and your partner get dispatched to a kidnapping where the offenders on site had a gun. Okay, you got me so far, right? Okay.
Yep.
They show up. They see him. Hey, you, come here. Fuck you, motherfucker. You know, they start doing all that shit. He starts to leave. They tell him he's being detained.
You are
Fuck
not
you,
free
I'm-
to leave.
He says, no, that's not true.
I disagree.
He batters one officer by picking him up and putting him in a bear hug and throwing him down on the ground. And they let him walk away to his car. No one fucking tasers him. No one kicks him in the fucking face. No one tackles him. He bear hugs one officer, throws him on the ground, starts walking out of the mall. They follow him. No use of force is done to this guy. He goes into his car. They let him get in his fucking car. Get out of the car. I'm not getting out of the car, and I got a fucking gun in here, and I'll fucking show you who's who. And they go, get out of the car. Pulls out a gun, shoots cops in the face. That's the look I had when I read this story. How the fuck do you let this guy, once he picks up an officer, how is he walking away from anybody? And legally, they're so afraid of using fucking force now, justifiable, non-lethal force even, that they couldn't even fucking taser this fucking guy because they probably thought they were going to get sued, and one got shot in the face. And then the guy gives up. They didn't even get to shoot him back. He shoots a cop in the face, and then next thing you know, he drops the gun, he's going to give up. So I wanted your opinion on that whole scenario, and then I'm done for the week. Because I'm livid.
Okay. For all my cops out there, all right? Know your legal standing. Do you have a reason to be there? Yes. Has a crime occurred? Yeah. Violent felony committed in your presence? Yeah. Green light. Use force. Use it early. Use it early and go big. Would you rather see one guy deliver 17 really shitty baton strikes Or would you like to see the same guy bring the hammer down on someone one time, maybe break a leg?
I know which one I'm choosing.
When you are legally justified in using force, use it.
No hesitation, man. You got to know.
Because you stop that fight, and then you stop the next fight. Nobody thinks about that. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Most of these malls where one shithead is, there are several others watching.
Right, yes.
And we all know that there's malls in really crappy neighborhoods that's where the criminal element likes to go and hang out. So they're going to probably be watching. You drop the hammer on one dude, 17 other just saw that and go, I'm not messing with them.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't, Brandon. I can't. I know the guys I work with. That shit ain't happening. Know it.
The guys I work with, it wouldn't have even gotten to the bear hug.
No.
It would have been stop police. And if he said no, it was, oh. And then you send a 40 millimeter foam baton round in his ass. You go, I don't think you heard me.
Right.
Stop police.
Yeah. So I was very upset that due to the nature of Cook County.
That's a violent felony. Well, no, and it's not just Cook County, dude. It's everywhere.
No,
everyone's afraid of getting sued.
Right.
Or
but these guys are under fire.
Or being prosecuted.
The CPD guys, they just don't know where to walk anymore. You know? But you have to know, dude. That's your job, is to learn, is to know the law when you can use force. I mean, you know. But anyways, that's all I got. I had to end with that one because it's been on my list for a month. I couldn't believe it when it happened, and I had to vent. So
yeah, I don't blame you.
All right, that wraps up the law enforcement portion, except for the Officer Down Memorial. So we are going to do that, and I was pleasantly surprised. We haven't recorded in 3 weeks, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that we have just a handful of officers this week. So we will start on Thanksgiving, actually, on Thursday, November 25th. The Parsons Police Department in West Virginia, Code Enforcement Officer Adam Ray Arbogast. End of watch Thursday, November 25th, 2021, from COVID-19. He was 37 years old, 1 year. 1 year on the job. Police Officer Henry Laxton of the Clayton County Police Department in Georgia. End of watch Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. Police Officer Henry Laxton was shot and killed as he and other officers responded to a domestic violence and shooting call in the 3600 block of Jervis Court in Rex, Georgia, at about 8:40 p.m. The first officers to arrive on scene encountered a 12-year-old boy who had been shot in the face. Despite his injuries, the boy was able to lead officers to his house. As the officers approached the house, a man opened fire from inside before retreating inside toward the back of the home. Officer Laxton, along with other members of the tactical unit, were approaching the home from the rear when they encountered the man at the rear of the house. The man opened fire a second time, fatally wounding Officer Laxton and wounding another police officer. Despite their wounds, the officers were able to return fire and killed the subject. Both officers were transported to Grady Memorial Hospital, where Officer Laxton succumbed to his wounds. Officer Laxton had been recognized as the Clayton County Police Department's Officer of the Quarter in October of 2020. He is survived by his wife. No years of service or age. Constable Madison Skip Nicholson of the Wilcox County Constable's Office in Alabama. End of watch Wednesday, December 1st, 2021, from gunfire. Constable Skip Nicholson was shot and killed while he and the Wilcox County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy responded to a domestic disturbance call on Schamberger Road in Yellow Bluff at about 5 p.m. A woman had reported that her estranged husband had threatened to kill her and had left to retrieve a firearm. As Constable Nicholson and the chief deputy arrived at the home, they encountered the man who opened fire and shot both deputies. Despite being wounded, the chief deputy returned fire and killed the subject. Constable Nicholson was flown to Sacred Heart Hospital in Pensacola, Florida, where he succumbed to his wounds. Constable Nicholson had served in law enforcement in Wilcox County for 40 years, having served as a reserve deputy, a full-time deputy, and an elected constable. He had previously been shot in the line of duty while responding to a call for service in the 1990s while serving with the Wilcox County Sheriff's Office. He is survived by his wife, 2 sons, daughter, and 8 grandchildren. He was 78 years old and did 40 years of service. That's amazing. Detective Antoine Valentin of the St. Louis County Police Department in Missouri. End of watch December 1st, 2021. Detective Antonio Valentin was killed in a vehicle crash near the intersection of Chambers Road and Crete Drive in Bellefontaine, Neighbors, at about 3 p.m. He and his partner were responding to assist fellow narcotic unit detectives when a suspect fled from them. The fleeing suspect crashed into Detective Valentin's vehicle head-on at a high rate of speed. Detective Valentin and his partner were transported to Barnes Jewish Hospital, where Detective Valentin succumbed to his injuries. The suspect driving the other vehicle, who had a violent criminal history, was also killed in the crash. Detective Valentin was a United States Army combat veteran and had retired from the Air Force Reserves. He had served with the St. Louis County Police Department for 14 years. He is survived by his 4 children. Detective Valentin's uncle is a police officer with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. He was 42 years old. Deputy Sheriff Clay Livingston of the Elbert County Sheriff's Office in Colorado. End of watch Friday, December 3rd, 2021, from COVID-19. Deputy Livingston was 30 years old and had served 2 years of duty. Police Officer Richard Houston II of the Mesquite Police Department in Texas. End of watch Friday, December 3rd, 2021. No further, it says he died of gunfire, and there's no further information on his page. Detective Joseph Pollock of the Douglas County Sheriff's Office in Colorado. End of watch Thursday, December 9th, 2021, from COVID-19. No more information on Detective Pollock. And just from this Friday, December 10th, Corrections Officer Robert Daniels of the Graves County Jail in Kentucky. He passed away during one of the tornadoes that went through his area. He was killed when a large tornado struck a building he was working in while supervising inmates at work release. He was supervising 7 inmates who were participating in the work release program at the Mayfield Consumer Products Candle Factory. A large tornado that had tracked over 200 miles across multiple states struck the city of Mayfield, completely destroying the factory and a large portion of the city. Officer Daniels and numerous factory employees were killed when the building collapsed. All 7 inmates were rescued from the rubble. However, one escaped after being treated at a local hospital.
Like
Dozens of people in...
Shoot or shoot.
That's right. Dozens of people in multiple states were killed as a result of the tornado. And I just want to personally announce my friend Jose Pepe Flores of the Forest Park Police Department here in Illinois. Jose and I went to the police academy together in 1999. We worked together on the homicide task force team, which he was now a commander and one of the supervisors of one of the teams. Jose passed away Tuesday morning. What appears to be a heart attack. He did not report for work after attending a funeral the previous day for one of his co-workers who passed away, who was still an active duty police officer, from complications of lung issues from the service and COVID. And Jose went to that funeral, didn't show up for work Tuesday morning. They sent the squad to his place, and he had passed from a heart attack. So I want to say goodbye to Jose. All right. Now that wraps up the law enforcement portion of our program. And we can get on to Christmas and woodworking stuff.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, I'm going to let you...
Hard pivot.
Hard pivot. Jesus, fuck.
Pivot!
All right. I know I'm swamped, so tell me what you got going on in the shop for Christmas. I see all kinds of cool stuff being burnt on a laser.
Yeah, so I'm putting the laser to work. I went the other day to Michael's because I've been wanting to kind of dabble with ornaments and stuff, but I didn't have time to really kind of look at where I could find like the really thin basswood that my laser could cut out. So I was like, well, I know Michael's would probably have some sort of like ornaments that I could just engrave on. So I went over there, and man, they were picked clean. So
someone else had the same idea.
Yeah. So I went around and I grabbed whatever ornaments they had around. I mean, they had an abundance of those little pine circles that have the bark around it. It's just like they took
cookies, little cookies.
So they had an abundance of those. Like nobody wanted that crap.
Those make good ornaments too, if you seal them.
I just don't like the way they look. So I thought this would be a little bit more.
Brandon's not knocking anybody that actually likes those cookies.
Not. It's just it's not my style, and
right. It's not your dig.
If I don't like the way it looks, I have a hard time selling it. So
yeah.
So I bought out pretty much everything that Michael's had, and I'm like, hey, when are you guys getting more, or are you getting more? Like not till Monday. Well, crap, because I'm going to run super limited because, I mean, in time to get these out there to people.
This is it.
Yeah, like you got to get it to I want to get these things in the mail Monday or Tuesday. So I bought out everything they had and then just started fooling around with some.
And somebody, next guy in line, oh, what the fuck? Who's the last guy that took all this shit?
Bitch.
You're like walking out going, suck it. Full House Woodworking on Instagram. You can buy them back from me.
Should have been here sooner.
That's right. Early bird.
So I got all those, and then I posted them up on Instagram. I'm not even going to bother to list them on Etsy. Like this is all just going to be through social media because it's not going to be worth putting it up there because by the time people see it and it gets through the Etsy algorithm to
well, I would say that. But I just had someone will reach out to you and say, I really like those. I know it won't come for Christmas, but I still want them.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I will and just leave it up there for a month or something and see what happens.
Yeah. They specifically say Christmas 2021.
Yes. It's Merry Christmas 2021. So I might do something with, what I have left and maybe just remove the 2021 or I have 100, Christmas SVG files. So I might try to play with some of what I have. And
how much are they selling for?
The bigger ones I have are going to go for 15 and it's shipped. So $15 for those. And then I have some smaller ones that are going to be 10.
I'll PayPal you $15. You send me one.
I'll just send you one.
Well, you're selling them, man.
Yeah, but
I
you're my
want to
friend.
buy one from you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to put it on my tree and say I bought this from my friend Brandon, who made it himself.
I did. I made it myself.
So I'll do that right now. I'm going to send you money right now.
All right.
While we're talking about other stuff you're building.
Yeah. So put all that stuff on Instagram, and then my stepmom Janet over at Boneyard Customs and Restoration. She
Boneyard, yeah, baby.
Yeah. So she wanted to know. She liked what I did with my logo, putting the Merry Christmas around it. She goes, "Hey, could you do that with our logo?" I'm like, yeah, it's just a simple swap out yours for mine. She goes, "Cool, I want 10.
Cool. That's awesome.
Janet, I don't have 10 ornaments. She goes, "Oh." She goes, "Well, I'll take whatever you have left of the circle ones." Well, hold on. I jumped on Amazon, and we recently got an Amazon warehouse in my town.
Oh, okay.
Now, you know how a lot of times Amazon offers like, hey, same day delivery kind of thing?
That shit comes in
or
like 1
next day?
hour.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. So I jumped on there and ordered a 50-pack of like the bulb ones. So those got in today. So
That's awesome.
Tomorrow's my Sunday. So I'll go ahead and be engraving 10 Boneyard ornaments, and then hopefully get those in the mail.
Nice.
That same day. I don't know. My mailman comes pretty early, so I may not get him in the mail
Mine comes at like
tomorrow.
10 in the morning.
Yeah, mine comes like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm like, dude, come at 1. So,
Make it more for my schedule. What the hell?
Come on, man. But yeah, so I got those going, and then I have 2. I also put out that like, hey, if you want something custom made and you want it for Christmas, you need to talk to me like today.
Oh, I stopped
sure
that
enough,
shit.
Well, I said locally, as if you want it shipped, like we're pressing. Like you're gonna have to foot the bill for the overnight shipping.
Yeah, right.
But if you're local, like, hey, you got about a week, depending on what it is. And then sure enough, that night, one of our friends hit us up. I've done some work for them before, and she wanted a martial arts belt holder for both of her kids. Do martial arts with my son, and they have like 20 belts that they can work that they're going to work their way through. So
yeah, my son
I spent a full day cutting.
You said it would it mount on the wall horizontally?
Yeah, so it's gonna go. There's gonna be a plate that runs the length of everything that has their name on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if we can put the their martial arts academy logo on there, and then there's gonna be a column of 10 and another column of 10
that hang down.
That hang down and
hold the belts.
Hold all the belts in there. And
Are you doing it with like a elastic band on each end Okay. My son has a taekwondo board with his belts, and it's got the gold elastic bands where we put the belts up on.
Yeah, so I've got some elastic here that we're going to go ahead and put that on the back, and that'll hold all the belts. And the nice thing is that I have belts from my son that I can test it out with. And I feel kind of bad because I haven't made him one yet, but he hasn't asked for one. So this will be a good
those are cool
prototype to kind of work my way through. So I got one of those sanded. I have to sand another 20 boards.
Oh boy, I told you.
And then stain them.
A drum sander.
Yeah, gosh, that's and I've kind of joked that like the Christmas season's been pretty slow for us, but I mean I looked in the Venmo and PayPal accounts the other day, and I think once Christmas is over, I'm getting a surf prep.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, so I think that's going to happen, and that's going to be something that helps out both my wife and I, because she's doing more of the furniture restoration stuff. In fact, I'm going to say this quietly because we're working on something right now that is going to be a vanity for my daughter.
Oh, awesome.
So, don't tell anybody.
I won't. Secret's safe with me.
But the the legs of this thing are super contoured.
Oh,
and it's been a pain in the butt to sand it, to get it scuffed up so we can paint it. So we've got that going on, and then I still have, I think, 12 of these boards for Christmas trays that are ready to be engraved. I just need names to put on them.
Okay.
And then those are going to pretty much, I can't guarantee them by Christmas now because I have to be able to engrave it, put finish on it, let the finish cure so I can package it and send it. So now it's going to have to be like kind of local delivery only. But I think what I'm going to do with the ones that don't get turned into Christmas trays is I'm going to use them to do those like kitchen conversion charts.
What's that?
So I don't know if you've seen it, but like people will break down like, hey, their 1 cup equals this many,
ounces?
Yeah, ounces and tablespoons and teaspoons and all that.
Okay.
Like my coffee, it has something for like metric and imperial conversions too. But a lot of people I've noticed it's kind of become a thing of having a kitchen conversion, or like how many ounces in a pint, how many pints in this.
I think a good idea that you just gave me would be to engrave that on the back of a cutting board.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic. Or even put
I'm gonna do that.
Son of a bitch.
Light bulb.
That's essentially what these things are.
Okay.
For a lot of the laser stuff, I've found that it's more my laser for that stuff. It's a little bit more advantageous for me to buy things in bulk, whether it's from Dollar Tree or from wherever I can get my hands on stuff, and just do the customization that way, and it saves a little bit of time on the back end, and I can offer it for cheaper. So
yeah,
that and that's kind of what I've done with these serving trays. They're the bamboo boards, so I mean they're not going to be super durable as a cutting board, but if you're just using it to serve like milk and cookies,
yeah, right,
or something like that, then it works perfectly, and it's more Christmas decor than anything else.
Yeah, and it'll go away for the season then.
Yeah,
next year
and it'll last forever.
Right. Do they have to oil it at all? How does that work?
So I don't think you would have to refinish it all that often, especially if you're just using it as a serving board.
Right.
So that's why with these, I do. After I
food safe.
Yeah. So what I do is once I get it out of its packaging, I'll give it a quick sanding, and then I'll engrave on it, and then I will seal it with my board butter. I'll give it a healthy dose of that, and then buff it out, and then. Since I'm offering these at such a premium price, I don't include a container of my board butter. So like if anybody buys a cutting board, charcuterie board from me, they're paying like the price of that. You're getting a hardwood, and I'm also providing you with the board butter. That's why my prices on that are a little bit higher. So
okay.
But yeah, that's the main thing I'm working on right now. I still have to do the damn doors for the pantry, but it seems like every time I try to get to that, or the damn charging station that a buddy of mine ordered the day, like literally 20 minutes before I broke my finger.
Yeah, right. Did you finish that?
Like, hey, what's that?
You finished that project
No.
for them, right? Oh,
no. I haven't had a chance. He said it was like, hey, there's no rush or anything. Like I don't need it like by a deadline, and then Christmas comes up, you have all these Christmas orders. Like, I want to get this done, but these actually have deadlines that I have to meet.
Right.
So, and he hasn't paid in full yet. Everyone else has paid in full.
Okay.
So, that's pretty much what we have going on here. I think we're going to try to, coming up, once we finish the Christmas stuff, we're going to really kind of drill down into finding a craft show, and then really try to build up some sort of inventory so that we can go there and
my list.
Yeah. And then we just picked up a flag too. A
flag order?
Yeah, flag orders. A friend of ours ordered a Betsy Ross flag.
Awesome. I still have yet to make one of those.
He sent me a text. He goes, hey man, do you think you could do this? I'm like, yeah, it's on my Etsy page. I can do this. I go, here's the question, though. Do you need this by Christmas?
Because that I can't do.
Yeah, because that's not going to happen.
Right.
I'll try, but I'm going to tell you right now it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And he's, no, I don't need it by Christmas.
Thank God.
I'm like, good. Then yes, I can do that for you. So I'm going to go get the lumber for that tomorrow, just so I have it and I don't have to go anywhere. I'm going to try to do this union using my laser. So that
Cool.
will be fun. What do you got going on? You got yourself an early Christmas present, didn't you?
I did. So you talk about your laser.
I do. I love
And
that
then-
thing. I love
And
it.
then I went up to Jonathan Back's shop, right, when he dropped off that flag stripe from hell. And while I was in his shop, I saw his laser.
He's got a laser. Yeah.
He's got the Otor.
He's
right?
got the same thing. Just he's
Yeah.
got the higher wattage one than I have.
Yeah. So I said to my wife, I'm getting a laser. And she's like, awesome. I got all kinds of ideas. And I'm like, awesome.
No.
And then I mentioned, I think I posted it on Instagram, laser coming to my shop, whatever.
Yeah, you made reference to a laser. I was like, this
Yeah.
son of a bitch is trying to cut in on my market.
And then Oz from Oz the Builder, I don't know if you know Oz, she's great. She's like, oh, Mike, if you're going to look at a laser, I have this one. Check it out. Blah, blah, blah. And so anyway, the Otor laser and then the brand that she's using that she absolutely loves. So I started looking into it. I'm like,
Is
okay.
it the N? Starts with an N.
It could be. I'd have to look up her profile, the message
That's
from her.
okay.
So I thought, yeah, I looked at her stuff, right? And then I looked at the Otor laser.
Yep.
And I started pricing stuff out. I can't just buy, if I'm going to buy something, I can't get the low end.
Yeah.
So
That's what I did. That's what I originally did. I got the 7-watt. So the Otor is offered in 7, 15, and 20.
yes.
I got the 7 one because it was cheap, and I didn't know how much I was going to actually use it.
Yeah. So I know how much you use yours, and I knew if I buy the cylinder thing to do glasses and tumblers and
rotary?
stuff. Yeah. So her brand is Home. Like
Okay.
Young Ocean Robert Adam Home, all one word, Home. And she actually must have an affiliate program with them because then if you use a coupon from her, you get 5% off.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. So I looked at her stuff, looked at your stuff, and I started pricing shit out because I'm not going to get the lowest model. And then and next thing you know, I'm at $1,000. And I'm like, $1,000. My shop needs other tools before I go into lasering stuff. Right?
So it really depends on what you want to do with it too. Like I'm not going to be cutting a bunch of stuff out. That's why I don't have a CO2 laser. That's why I don't have like the lasers that cost the same as a CNC machine.
Right.
Like
Or that Glowforge.
yeah. Because that's a CO2 laser as well. It's just on a smaller scale.
Right.
Mine's a diode laser. I don't know what that
I
means.
love yours, and you can do so much with yours still.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
and I will say this. There's a huge support network for Ortor. Like whether it's David Miller is a great
Resource.
guy when it comes to this, and he's always willing to
Yeah.
help people. J.M. Sullivan is another one. He and I kicked around stuff with the rotary like an entire day while I was getting it set up, and
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain degree, I find myself becoming one of those people that like I'm reaching out to people that are having issues with it and trying to help them. Like Jonathan and I have gone back and forth several times on like settings and what to do with tumblers and stuff.
Okay.
But there's a huge support with Ortor and that specific one. I honestly have never heard of the other one, just because I'm so consumed with the Ortor stuff and those people.
Right.
And that was one thing that I looked into when I was going to get one was I wanted to get the one to where I could reach out to people.
Yeah.
That could dumb it down for me.
Okay.
But I
I figured
love mine
there's
for
so
what
many
I do.
resources now, right? That if I were to get one, I know a bunch of people that would be able to help me out. But when I saw that it was going to be, at least for me, 24 watt, whatever, I started pricing stuff out. I would want to get the bigger one, so I only buy it once. I'm going to buy it once. I'm going to get the rotary thing. I'm going to set it up. It's going to work for years. Besides maintenance where you have to replace the diode and stuff. But then, so when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I thought, you know what? I got asked to do a tabletop repair, build a tabletop as a repair for a woman through another woodworker who lived out west of me or south of me. He's going back to grad school. He made a table. At the time, he told me this person lived in Louisville. So I'm thinking, I took it on. I contacted her. She sent me pictures. He's the guy who screwed the tabletop up through the aprons and screwed into the wood. The whole thing split. And she really needs someone to fix this for her. So I'm like, all right, I took the job. And the whole time thinking, I got to drive to fucking Louisville. It's 10 hours there and back. I'm trying to price this thing out. Yeah. Well, last week, and I need to build a tabletop without a domino. He used biscuits. Sure, it's fine. But
Great
I thought,
for alignment.
Right. But I'm like, you know what? If I want to be doing this tabletop, and I want one anyways because I want to do more tabletops. I want to do doors. I'm getting a fucking domino. So I took the money that I was looking at to spending on the laser, and I went online, and Festool and Rockler and Woodcraft, they all have the same price. I found out that Festool only allows you to sell their product for what they sell it for on their website. They're not getting undersold by anybody. Yeah. It's their product. And they're doing a price jump in January. It's going up to like $56 more.
Whew. Okay, so I'll never have one.
Yeah, well, I started looking. I'm like, okay, well, if I order it now, it's not going to deliver till January 5th, I think it was, or something like that. And I started thinking this woman's been waiting like 6 months already for her tabletop, and it's in Louisville. Which turns out, I find out she actually lives in Chicago. The guy who gave me the job typed in my message string, they live in Louisville. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but when I finally asked her for her address, she sent it to me. It's on the north side of the city. I'm like, great, because I don't have to drive to Louisville. So I'm definitely taking this job.
The price is going to go so far down because I don't have to drive.
So I told her. Okay, I said, okay, I'm going to order this tool. And it's going to be a couple weeks, and then we'll start rolling. Okay. So I found a company called Hartville Hardware in Ohio that had on Amazon. I thought, I'll just look on Amazon for Festool. Who knows?
Yeah.
And Festool has an Amazon store. They sell smaller stuff, but not their big stuff. But Hartville Hardware, they had it in. I sent them a message because I found on the Festool and Rockler and stuff, you can buy the 500, the Q500, whatever the hell it's called, a domino. And it comes with a centering thing and all these different parts and attachments.
It comes with all the doodads.
If you buy the Q version, you can just buy the actual domino for like $960 by itself. Or you can pay a few more bucks and get all the shit that lines stuff up, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, you might as well drop the extra, $200?
Exactly. So I sent this hardware company an Amazon message and said, they don't list it in their parts and stuff what comes with it. It just says Q set. But they don't tell you all the alignment stuff that comes with it. So I specifically asked them, do you have these parts? Yes, it comes with it. It'd be nice to fucking put in the ad, but whatever.
It would.
I'm like, okay. Boom. I ordered that. And then, of course, you need dominoes.
Well, yeah.
And they're selling another sustainer. That's the
full of
container.
Dominoes.
Full of all different size dominoes. And it says it ships with a 5mm cutting head. So I bought a 2, 4, 6, and 10. And then I get the sustainer with all the dominoes, which has a 2, 4, 6, and 10 cutting head in it already.
Better have too many than not enough.
So I told you I got extra, and I dumped $1,647 total, $1,647 because the extra sustainer with all the dominoes and stuff was like $345. So that came during the week. So I'm all ready to do this tabletop for her. I just got to get and it's pine. She wants pine because that's what it was made out of. It's 36 inches wide. He used 4 2x8s? No. 12, 24. I don't know. No.
Math.
Yeah, 8s.
Mike is doing math live. I had a math teacher tell me, never do math in public.
This is my point.
He used several 2x-somethings.
I have a 6-inch jointer, benchtop jointer.
Okay.
He hand planed all this wood. So he'd used 4 boards going across.
Good for him.
And then the breadboard ends are 2x10s on the end. So I can't do 8-inch boards because I have a 6-inch jointer. Don't know if I told you.
Because 8 is bigger than 6.
Yeah. So I found out that I'm going to buy 6 2x8s and then I can joint the face and then cut them down to 6 inches. And I told her, I said, you'll have 2 more boards in your tabletop going widthwise. She goes, I don't give a fuck how many boards are in it.
I don't care.
I don't want it broken.
Just make it pretty.
So she sent me a text with the stain color she wants. So I figured I priced everything out yesterday. I worked it out. It's on my sheet. I'm going to send her a price sheet. And this is just for the tabletop. And it's funny when you price stuff out, if you don't forget, when you start doing all of your costs, it's 2 2x8s I'm using, 2 2x12s, just pine. Those aren't very expensive.
It's going to be a $100,000 tabletop.
Z-clips, you got to buy those, right? So
buy them.
I bought a bag of them. So for 10 of them, it's $3.80. You got to count each Z-clip.
Yeah.
And then the dominoes, each domino, $1.88 each. I'm using 25 dominoes. So anyways, so far for materials, just materials, the cost of this tabletop is $457.
Yeah.
And she paid $900 originally for the whole table and one bench, and now the bench rocks. So I'm going to add the feet on the table, the adjustable feet, and the feet on the bench. And I told her I'd feel much better if I can pick it up from you, bring it to my shop to disassemble it, put it back together here after I make the tabletop, and then deliver it all one piece. So she said that's fine, but there's 2 hours of travel time to pick it up one day when I get off work at some point, and then an hour to drive it. You know what I mean? But I'm going to use a domino to build the tabletop, and then I'm going to use the biscuit joiner, or if I take the aprons off, run them through the table saw to put the groove in it where the Z-clips fit in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it'll be Z-clip to the apron. So I got to take it apart. So I want it here in the shop. So I got that going on. The bathroom, almost completely done with the bathroom. I was going to build out the closet storage space with drawers and then doors above it with shelving. And it was going to take quite a while to do all that. So I asked the wife, do you want shelves back in there with a bifold door? Or this whole fancy 3-drawer, 6-shelf door? She's like, a door is fine with shelves.
I want it done.
I'm like, good, because I went to Menards and I had to order a custom made. My opening is only 24 5/8 wide ish. And then it's 92 inches tall. Because I took out the header. There was a regular closet door. I took all that shit out. So I got a 92 inch. So they're going to be able to make it. It's going to be a 92 inch 6-panel bifold door. But it's still only going to be 24 inches wide. So I got to, when I get it home, got to run it through the table saw and trim off 4 sides to make it fit inside the actual opening, which will be fine because usually there's this much room, like 2 inches of wood around each side.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to trim that down. So I got that. Doors on order, $312 for a fucking custom made bifold door, one door, and not solid wood.
Should have just made it yourself.
Yeah, I know. In the meantime, I learned
like me and have 2 sheets of plywood just sitting in your fucking shop going,
right, because I don't have the time, right? So also I sold 4 bottle openers on Etsy this past week. Well, sold 3 of them last week. I did an Iron Man, a Batman, and Captain America. I already shipped them off. And then I get it yesterday. Bing! Etsy question. Woman texts me. I really want this Spider-Man bottle opener for my son-in-law. Can I have it by Christmas? I'm like, fuck. Here we go.
December what? What day was this?
This was Friday.
Which was December...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
10th.
December 10th. Can I have it for Christmas? 10th. It usually takes me a week to do a bottle opener, right? And then the shipping time, I just sent, I don't know if you saw it, I did a Louisiana state-shaped Who Dat, right, personalized logo out to New York. That was an order. I picked 3-day United States Postal Service delivery. 7 fucking days later, he got it. It was 3 days. I paid 3 days. 7 days it took. So I told her, you can buy it, and I'll make it within the week, but I can't guarantee Christmas delivery. That's up to the post office. And she's like, okay. And then the next day, bing, order came through. So got it here. It's all ready to be engraved. Can put the magnets in it tonight. I'll put the Aura mask on it tonight. I'll engrave it. That'll be ready to go. I've got these 2 flags behind me that nobody can see unless you're watching it on Instagram, on YouTube. This is a blue line flag for a buddy of mine who just left our department with disability because he blew out his back saving a woman from a fire. So he's got 3 departments and a task force on here that we're going to have his badges on here. All the badge numbers are on it. He wanted this really distressed. First of all, this is pine. I don't make many flags out of pine for a number of reasons.
Just
One,
throw it.
the sap sucks. Comes through. Right up here. Oh, almost dropped it again.
It would have looked really distressed.
Yeah, it would.
Just throw it.
Anyways, there's a part on this flag where I burned it and the sap came out. So I sanded it down. I don't have gray stain. I mixed black and white paint with water to make it stainy like, and I put it on there. And he told me he wanted it really distressed. So then I took the torch to it and I made it so you can see more of the grain. I still don't think that's distressed enough for him. And every time I burn it, the fucking sap comes out.
Well, yeah.
So I'm going to text
that's the thing
him.
with pine. Most of my flags have honestly been done with pine. That's kind of like you got to walk a fine line. Like,
oh, it's horrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
This cowboy flag is fucking beautiful. Pine. I absolutely love it. My sister's like, that's my favorite flag you've ever made. So I got that one going to be polyed tonight. And I'm going to engrave this after we're done. I'm going to put the badges on it. I'm going to poly it. And then I still have to do a light kit on it. Actually, I shouldn't poly it yet. It's not a gift. It's whenever. Before I poly it, I want to ask him if that's enough distress. So I got those things going on. Oh, I got this done. As I showed you on the pre-show, our IG Live, the star came out.
The star is finally done.
Finally done for the big flag. Speaking of the big flag, Jonathan from JR Back, he hand-delivered my stripe to me on Friday. I was so excited he was going to be in the area dropping off some big table he built or something.
That thing looks awesome, too.
He said, I'll swing by. And I'm like, cool. What time? He's like, well, I should be there at 7:30. I'm like, I get home from work at 7:30. I said, I'll stay up or whatever. He's like, okay. Then he texts me. I'm running way late because the stuff, the epoxy he put on it wasn't curing. So he couldn't leave. So I missed him, but he brought back my stripe, which he engraved. But when I sent him the file, I set it up as a center starting point. It went to the far corner and engraved and gouged out the corner. So I was ready to put it all together, but I need to fill that engraving with some wood putty and then paint it. And then I can assemble the flag at least and have it ready for the patch when that gets done engraved. So I started with this MDF and engraving these patches and badges. I found out that it pulled some of the paint off. The Aura mask pulled some of the paint off the MDF. So this time I didn't use. There's a Zinsser primer you use for the MDF. It's oil based. I didn't use it this time. I used shellac, which I found a video on YouTube. The guy uses shellac to seal his MDF. So I had a can of spray sanding sealer shellac stuff from 1988 in my paint cabinet. It still fucking works. I used it. It's oil-based. I sanded it down today. Now I'm going to put a coat of paint over that, and hopefully it adheres better. So when I put the Aura mask over it and it engraves, it won't pull up some of the paint. Because I have to touch that thing up, and that's spray paint. I don't have paint in a can I can touch it up with. I'm going to have to take some touch-up paint that is not oil-based and just touch it up.
Why don't you take some of the spray paint, like go outside,
put it in spray it into
a piece of cardboard, spray on it, and then bring that in.
Flood coat it so it
just
stays wet.
Overspray it.
Yeah.
And then just take your paintbrush and
I've been using a toothpick to touch up stuff because you can drip paint off of it, off the toothpick. So I might try that. I was trying to think of a way
if you want to drive yourself insane, you can do that.
So I touched up that cowboy flag behind me with some stain because pine splits, as you know.
Yes.
And it was like in the blue stripes there would be like all of a sudden, a little split there that wasn't there. So I took a toothpick, dipped it in the stain, put it in there. It works fine. It is very tedious, but it works well. So all that stuff, tabletop. So I got the Domino to do that. I got all these flags going. I wasn't taking any Christmas orders. I've had 4 already, 5 if you count the Louisiana State thing for my buddy Hashim. So that's that's it, man. I'm ready to get back to work. I wasn't going to do any of this stuff tonight, but I really have to get this flag on the CNC and get it engraved, I think. And cowboy flag's ready to go. Just needs stop it.
I tell you, every time you say Cowboys.
Oh, here's what I learned. Real
What'd you
quick
learn?
for people that, and I mentioned it to you, but I didn't realize it. The company that bought the retirement flag from me, the first question the woman had was, do you take a credit card? And usually my answer is no, I want cash because the government can't trace it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. Can you pay PayPal with a credit card? I'm sure you can. So a week went by and I didn't get payment, nor did I get a time where they're supposed to pick this up from me. So then yesterday she sends payment and I get an email from her. I sent payment through PayPal. I'm like, okay. I go into my PayPal account. It was $2.25 for the flag. I got $2.17 or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, yeah.
$2.25 minus $7.
Yep.
PayPal charged me $7, not her, charged me $7 as a fee because she must have said pay for a service, not gift for a friend.
Yep.
That's what you said. So now I actually have to remind people if they're going to pay me via credit card on PayPal, they have to state that it's for a friend, not selling or buying a product or whatever. Because you're going to get
just
screwed
build
out
that
of money.
$7 into the price.
I can if I know that that's the fee. Is it a percentage? I don't know. Or is it just a flat $7, right? So I'm thinking
Google
it's a
it.
percentage. Yeah, I will. I'll look into it. Oh, and I have my what? You think it's what?
I think it's a flat rate. Like not a rate. I think it is actually like a set kind of like
percentage.
Hey, we're going to take X out.
Okay.
I think Venmo kind of does the same thing.
Okay.
Like
I don't use Venmo. I
account.
use Zelle, PayPal, and Zelle through Chase or whatever. And
I also
PayPal.
use Apple Pay.
I have Samsung Pay. Can people pay me through Samsung Pay?
Yeah, I had a buddy pay me through Apple Pay. We were iMessaging back and forth because it's not texting on Apple. I mean, it's Apple to Apple. It's iMessage.
Okay.
Fucking stupid. But anyways, he was able to send me money that way.
Oh.
Which I thought was pretty cool because then it turned it into Apple Cash and it was in my Apple wallet, which then I loaded into my bank.
Right. I'll have to look into that. But I want to
We're
be
living in a
people to
sim
know that-
world. It's all fake money. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. At least they're not paying me in cryptocurrency yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff coming up on the podcast next year. This is our end of year broadcast. Next year, season 2, lots of surprises. We got a sponsor, one at least. My brother's. I gave him all the information, and this company here.
We should have 2 because we have a commitment from them.
Yeah, well, he had to pass it on to the people above him. You know what their question
was? Well, we have a
was?
Commitment from the owner.
Yeah, well,
there.
His question was, they wanted to know how many followers we have, and I told him I can't find that information. I've gone to I got something from Spotify.
Okay.
That at the end of the year they sent out your podcast in 2021, and we were only from April till last month, and I think there were maybe 90 followers on Spotify, maybe.
Well,
if I read that right.
I think probably the best way to do it would be because as far as a podcast goes, followers versus downloads, because somebody could download and listen to the show. Like, how many plays do we have?
Right. Well, they have starts. That's actually a stat. Starts and finishes and downloads. So just from Spotify, I'd have to go. I told them we're on like 25 podcast platforms. I can't go to every one and look at that stuff. I just don't have time.
I would think that the hosting site would be able to give us something.
Well, our RSS.com, who hosts our podcast, I can see where we're downloaded, hence the new countries that were downloaded. So we're up to 13 countries. And there's a graph and stuff. I don't know. But there's no hard data. Is what my point was. So I told my brother, there really is no hard data. I'm trying to figure it out, and it's just taking me more time to find it that doesn't exist. Even if you talk to Coffee or those guys, podcast numbers are. If you're not on
hard.
Yeah, if you're not on Apple, which Brandon will remind people, go on Apple, give us a thumbs up or give us a 5 stars.
A review.
Just make a review because that counts. That counts.
Ratings and reviews will drive us up the charts, and then more and more people will hear the show.
I had people screenshotting me on their phone when it came up. Listen to this year, Handcuffs and Sawdust podcast. So we're getting stuff out there. But so anyways, this owner of this company will be joining us for an episode as a guest. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome, man. So I'm very excited about that. And then I've got something happening for the open of the show. That's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I haven't told Brandon what that is.
Well, now I want to know. You've been teasing me with this for the last
2 hours.
Damn near 3 hours.
So you won't know until the first episode airs
Bullshit.
of season 2. And I just wanted to mention that we will be doing a episode of just all the officers who died in the line of duty. Just that's what it will be. I'm going to read off all the names. So we'll have that at the end of the year as well. So that's it, man. That's all I got. What's about you?
I want to know 2 things.
Okay.
1, what's the surprise?
That's not how surprises work. 2.
Yes, it is. You told me about it 3 hours ago, and now I'll be surprised. And then 2, what was in the box?
Oh, yeah. Damn it. I forgot. Hold
What
on.
was in the goddamn box?
So I showed in my stories my Festool stuff
box.
and then a huge box that was sitting.
Huge.
It's pretty big.
It was a big box. I would call it a big box.
I know it's
I wouldn't
heavy.
call it a huge box.
Okay, it was a big box.
A huge box would be like a refrigerator box.
Okay, you're right. It was a big, heavy box. So I had a company reach out to me, Brandon.
I, too, like free things. Companies.
The company's name is Vevor. Vevor. Victor Edward Victor Ocean Robert.
This is not an American company.
It's not. But they asked me if I'd be interested in checking out any of the stuff in their catalog and using it and, giving feedback on. So I went to their catalog of stuff. If I owned a restaurant, I'd get a lot of shit from this place. But I don't own a restaurant. So I'm like, what else can I use that they have? Oh, yeah, a huge t-shirt heated press.
Huh.
A big one, like 15 by 15. So I said, yeah, I want this. And they're like, done. And I'm like,
why?
What do I have to do? And they're like, YouTube unboxing video. Okay. Because I need content. 2 posts and 2 story mentions on Instagram. And I'm going to be making a shitload of t-shirts.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to use it. So it's down there under the table, right down at the bench right now. And the company is Vever, if you will. So they sent it out. And I said, I'll only do this if you have an affiliate program. So then I got the message. Our affiliate program won't be starting for 2 weeks. Do you want to wait? And I'm like, yeah, I'll wait. And they're like, okay, we'll send the machine now. And then when the affiliate program starts, we'll sign you up, and then you can do it. So I'm like, giddy up, another affiliate. Boom. Although, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the gift that Basecamp Mask sent me?
No, I heard you mention Basecamp, and I rage closed your stories.
They sent me an awesome bookmark. It's custom bookmarks, got my name on it, says Mike, and says Basecamp. And then on the opposite side, it has a Chinese saying. So
what is the saying?
Can I show you?
Sure. I don't read Chinese, but sure.
I'll put better pictures up on the internet for the YouTube video. But so this is it, and it says Mike Basecamp.
Cool.
And then on the back is a sunset or sunrise. Here it is. A sunrise. Let's see, right there. And then it's got the symbols, Chinese symbols. So the contact over there that I've been talking with, her name's Tracy. So she asked me just yesterday, do you want to know what that means? Just wondering if you'd like to know what that means on the bookmark. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm an avid reader, so this is like a great gift for me. It's a saying by Lao Tzu, roughly translated means, good deeds like water can fit everything. Good manners like earth could hold all creatures. So that's the bookmark gift I got from Base Camp. And then they asked me today for more feedback. They have a new prototype coming out, and they asked me to give them some feedback. So I got to answer all these questions on here for that. So it's fun, man. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times at the old corral, whatever that's all that movie's
Great.
called. That. All right. That's all I got, man. Lots of stuff. I got to get working.
I have no affiliate
Programs yet?
No.
You will.
I doubt it.
They're coming, man. They're coming.
Yeah, they're
Wait till we get
beating
'em
down
for
the door.
Wait till we get them for the podcast. That'll be fun. How do people reach the podcast? If they want to. Oh, wait. We have a question. God
Jesus.
damn it.
Holy
You know what?
crap.
It's a police-related question, so we'll wait till next week.
No, ask it. Fuck it.
Okay. During interviews or interrogations, what is your icebreaker? From Create Mode.
What's your icebreaker, Mike?
I use comedy. Even I don't care how serious the call is, unless it's a death, a family death.
See,
But-
that's when I do use comedy. What, somebody dying here?
Hey! Oh!
Hey, bobbity boopy.
So yeah, I found that an icebreaker to get people talking in my experience is to, one, relate to them in the lingo that they know. So if they're shitbag street gangbangers, I talk to them like a shitbag street gangbanger. Right? Because that's what they understand.
Yeah, they don't understand, sir.
Right.
Could you tell me what you observed?
But mostly,
They're going to understand, hey, fucker, what'd you see?
Right.
And that's not disrespectful to them.
No, it's not. They know. They're right. I'll pick out a piece of clothing that the people may have, be it a baseball cap with a sports team on it or whatever, and just go, Yankees? Damn. This is going to be a tough interview. And then they go, why? Because I'm a Sox fan. And then we just get going, just something to break the ice that way where you have a common interest, be it your favorite baseball team, football team, whatever. And then it gets them more relaxed, in my opinion. It's worked for me for years. So that's what I use. What's your icebreaker?
So my icebreaker is, hi.
Just that big-ass smile?
Big old smile. Hey, hi. Because it tells me a lot about what's about to happen. If I go up and I say hi, and they go, hi. Okay, we're going to have a conversation. If I go, hi, and they go, fuck off, I go, hey, man, peace.
Yeah, bye.
And then, when they continue to be an asshole,
Yes.
well, now, when you review the camera footage, all I said was hi and hey, man, peace. I even threw up the peace sign, like, hey, man.
Right.
Peace. I come in peace. And now, you made me do this.
Right.
But no, that's usually what it is and it kind of depends what we're doing. Am I interviewing a witness? Am I interrogating somebody? Because then it's totally different. If I Mirandize you, I don't know why people do this at all. It's on every Miranda card I've ever seen, where you get done reading them their rights, and then with your rights in mind, would you like to continue to talk to me? Don't ask them that. Don't ask them that.
Just read them their rights. Let them see if
Just
they talk.
read them the rights. The second they go, yes, I understand. The last one, then you go, cool. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
Tell me how we got here.
Help
kinda
me help you.
That's my go-to is tell me how we got here.
Okay. I always
And then they try to start 3 weeks ago. No. Tonight.
Right, exactly.
Tonight.
And then I have to do this to them. I use this one a lot, and I just used it the other day. Take a breath, man. Take a breath. I'm not the person that you need to be yelling at. Okay, sorry, officer. And then they take a breath. If you can get them out of that rage to concentrate for 2 seconds, to actually take a breath, man, because you need to tell me something, but you can't do it in the tone you're doing it in. Take a breath. And that works, amazingly. If you just tell people, hey, man, I'm not your wife. Take a breath.
Yeah. I'll tell you, stop, take a breath. I'll do the same thing. Take a breath.
Yeah.
Think about what you want to say,
Right.
and then just say it.
We don't have to rush into this. You know,
Yeah.
not like that. Just
All right,
like
hey, man,
little, what's that? The dead guy from Tommy Boy? Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, fat guy in a little...
I think that's all. He's talking about the roll. He's poking it. It's all ruffle up. Yeah, you don't have to be that way right off the bat. Take a breath.
Yeah, with poking it.
Poking it.
Bad. Yeah.
Petting it. Take a breath, dude. I got you.
Relax. No,
Yeah, that's how I break the ice. Comedy works for me, man. I don't take myself too seriously where I can be laughing 1 minute and fucking kicking you in the ass the next minute. I can flip the switch, so I don't mind.
That's usually my thing. It's like, all right, how do we get here? And then, okay, but now what are they going to say?
Yeah.
I do the same thing
chess,
to my kids
man.
all the time, too.
It's chess.
I have found, and you'll back me up on this, talking to people as a cop, being a parent helps.
Oh, yeah. It's not even...
Like, you have to...
No comparison.
I remember, like, my second or third day working, I remember looking at my FTO, I'm like, I have to talk to these people like they're my fucking kids. And he goes, you get it.
Every day.
You're going to be just fine.
Right. That's it, man. And when you have people that are in our field that don't have kids, they miss
hilarious.
They don't get it. Yeah. That works great.
Like,
great.
Relax.
Great conclusion.
Yeah.
All right.
So if people want to send questions like that,
yes,
they could email them to handcuffs&sawdustpodcast@gmail.com.
Okay.
They could also, I guess, send a DM through Facebook, but then like you're not going to hear it for 3 months.
That was from May. Go ahead.
It was for Jesus. Okay, a lot longer than 3 months. You could send it on Instagram. Instagram's probably best.
Yes.
You could send it to Handcuffs and Sawdust at Handcuffs and Sawdust Podcast. But who knows if Nelson will see it or tell us about it. But if you really want to get it on the show, you send it to either Mike at Marrazzo Woodworking on Instagram, or you send it to me at Full House Woodworking on Instagram. And if you want to hear your voice on a podcast, it's a really cool thing. Your phone has like a little voice memo thing. Yes. Record your question, save it, email it to, and I'll tell you again, it's handcuffs&sawdustpodcast@gmail.com.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Remember,
don't leave your questions in the comments like the other YouTubers tell you to do. Because I mean, I don't know about Mike, but I'll check it once, usually pretty early once it's posted.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go back to it because I don't get notifications on anything.
I get notifications.
Mike gets
new episodes of the Handcuffs and Sawdust podcast on Wednesdays coming up, and then after the first of the year, every week.
You should
stay
all
safe
go
in the
to
shop
YouTube
and on the
just for this
streets.
part.
Peace.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Deuces.
And we're out. All right, I killed the recording.